Holy crap. So I play this game. It's called Smite. You may or may not have heard of it. It's a video game, free to play, as seen on PC, Xbox, PS4, and Switch. Referral link in the description below.
Check it.
While Smite has many modes, Conquest, Joust, Assault, and some other ones, I spend most of my time in the arena where I feel like a god-blessed gladiator. Oh, if you could see me, twitch.tv/flitz, I am so perfectly mediocre in combat, but damn am I entertaining. I strive for the wins, but I live for the skins. It's akin to a sneaker collection. So imagine me scraping my broken jaw up off the floor when I found out Avatars Aang and Korra were being introduced to the Smiteverse along with young Zuko. I know the first question you have when you hear that name. Is he being voiced by Don Tabasco? I don't know. But the important second question is, well, if Zuko is in it, will there be a blue spirit skin? Yeah, God divine right, there will be a blue spirit skin. Look at it. Look at it. So, whoa, Smite is a god-based game? Yeah. But they've introduced heroic legends like Mulan, King Arthur, and Baron Samedi. And regardless, many names revered as gods were at one point just human-ass men and women like us. Their legendary lives written, rewritten, and revised through time. Over the course of hundreds and thousands of years, the greatest stories of our most prominent individuals become lessons, metaphors, and philosophies. Some of those names become many individuals, like a mantle passed down to broaden the teachings. The legends of the greatest names grow beyond their own human being. This string of duper deep thought brought me back to Korra, Zuko, and Aang, and how they could easily ascend to godhood across the four nations.
Avatar Apotheosis.
Second of all, if you haven't watched Netflixolodian's Avatar: The Last Airbender series or Korra yet, what are you doing? Get on it. You're actually missing out on some great animation that expresses philosophy suitable for all aspects of humanity. And do it because I said so, please, because this joint might have some spoilers, and I don't want you coming at me all salty and sweaty like, spoilers, I didn't see it yet. That's not my problem. Aang and Korra are the avatars of the ancient divine energy Raba, the spirit of order and light. The opposite of Vatu, the spirit of chaos and darkness with his hating ass. All of this started with Wan, blah 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 blah, first avatar, blah blah, avatars for generations. By the power of Raba, the avatar is gifted with the direct knowledge and wisdom of avatarsestry.com, as well as the ability and destiny to master the four elements fire, air, water, and earth, eventually spirit. So the avatar symbolizes balance amongst the elements in the physical realm. Not every avatar's destiny was to save the world. It's more of a Charlize Theron situation. Some surely flew under the radar. We're not talking about all of them anyway. We're chatting Aang being the greatest balance out of the physical, Korra being the latest and new bridge to the spiritual, and Zuko has avatar blood running through his veins. I'm sure you can see it all from here, but let me explain it to you. Aang, the Southern Air Temple nomad, also known as the Last Airbender, vanished for 100 years because responsibility is scary to a 12-year-old monk with the weight of the world on his shoulders, especially when the avatar before him was left to a volcanic doom for the burning ambition of great colonization. After his century-long nap, Aang shows up again near the Southern Water Tribe at the ripe old age of 112, not looking a day older than 10 rotations. Where the balance amongst nation was lost and set on fire, Aang represented hope. So like Captain America, master of 35 out of 36 tiers of airbending, you can tell this by the tats, the youngest airbending master in history who got a bye for creating the air scooter. Also, he's the damn avatar. As an aerokinetic main, he represents freedom, and freedom is what he brought to the world, emancipating it from the looming control of the Fire Nation and powered by a whole MFing comet. During Aang's 4-season-long trials to save the world, his adventures held countless witnesses from several classes of life, the rich and poor, queens and kings, those who write history. Here are a few small acolytes. defended the impenetrable city of Ba Sing Se from a mid-tech Fire Nation onslaught, is actually childhood best friends with the king of Omashu, Bumi. Remember, he became the ocean spirit law in the north? Y'all remember what he did to Yakon was crazy. I saw it outside my window. I was there for that one. That was crazy. Aang brought the world back to a point of unity and was heavily revered across it well into his death at the ripe old age of 166. God damn, he was old. A statue erected in his image, a memorial island in his name looking over the modern metropolis, Republic City. The image rivaling our own realm statue of the goddess Eleutheria in New York, Libertas to the plebes. Aang is a figure of liberty. Aang's quest was so just that he managed to convert what should have been his worst enemy into his best friend, the son of the Phoenix King, Zuko. Singed and shunned by his father, Fire Lord Ozai, who was kind of erased from history by the Avatar after trying to become the supreme ruler of the world, jackass, Prince Zuko would have likely become what his daddy desired had he captured or killed the Avatar, only to be assassinated by his blue fire-wielding, lightning-bending ass sister Azula. Let's be honest, dat Bill crazy. It was his daddy's brother, a Grand Lotus by the name of Iroh, that kept Zuko on the path of eventual peace. Uncle Iroh's wisdom carried Zuko into the post-100-year war lordship as he set off to reform the entire world under the Harmony Restoration movement, setting right the sins of his forefathers. While it's best to always believe in oneself, a little help from others can be a great blessing. Iroh. Zuko's union with Team Avatar would eventually allow him to learn true empathy and companionship, opening him up to be a revered leader instead of a feared one. Many of the things he'd done would ring through history as beyond legendary. Zuko could be considered the greatest of his family name. He danced with Master Dragons Ran and Shaw alongside the Avatar, only to be wrapped in a multicolored fire of approval, witnessed by the Sun Warriors themselves. He played a great role in dealing with the Fire Kingdom colonies after he took over as Fire Lord, traveling to locations personally. And beyond all of that, let's talk about the boy's bloodline. Zuko was destined to be best friends with the Avatar, as Fire Lord Sozin and Avatar Roku, his great-grandfathers, were besties. Zuko is a direct descendant of the Avatar before Aang on his mama's side, whose death is kind of on the hands of his best friend Sozin, which allowed setting ablaze of the 100-Year War. You guys get it, right? It's patterns. The spirit of Roku runs through Aang, and the blood of Sozin and Roku runs through Zuko. Last and ain't least, as leader of the Fire Nation, like his great-grandfathers before him, the man has a dragon. His name is Druk. How badass is that? He became the Dragon Emperor his mother could be proud of while living as a representation of Aang's fullest redemption of the fall of Avatar Roku. So poetic. Such a play. From the Southern Water Tribe, born and raised, Korra, who came into the world ready to don the Avatar mantle, found it was not easy being a destined savior. Her path ran the opposite of Aang. She had 3 elements in her arsenal from jump. Aang had 1. Her development into avatarhood was protected by the Order of the White Lotus, who would have absolutely kept great records of her development. Having no desire in being a new sacred cow left on a shelf, she ran away. She snuck out and did human things and played God when she had to. Her path as a divine reflection would be witnessed by the people. And while it's here that I want to go over the personality traits of the ice that needed to learn to flow, let's instead go over the accolades that would deify the Republic City runaway. Korra walks and rides a damn polar bear dog. A huge bitch named Naga who skips leg day. You can't miss it. You probably cross the street if you saw them coming towards you. I know I would. Shoot, that's crazy. Look at that big ass dog. That can't be a dog. Was it a bear or a dog? You can't even tell. In a world at the precipice of radio communication transitioning into film, Korra essentially became a world-class gladiator by becoming a pro-bender. And have you heard the tale of Korra and the Everstorm? The spirits! The spirits! She spent a lot of time with Aang's son Tenzin, who wrote everything down, and his family, the new air nomads. She accidentally brought them back to their former glory by leaving the spirit realm open for anyone to wander in and out of. See, what had happened was, she too literal. The spirit of Zuko's uncle Iroh had told her the Avatar is a bridge between the spirit world and reality, so after she ran a Vaatu virus scan and Rava OS reboot, she took away the VPN on the spirit realm server. The Avatar of the Roaring Twenties, while blessed with divine right, is the most human avatar. As the world moved into an age of technos and advanced bending, Korra was grounded in spirit. She became an image of what it means to be a demigod in a modern age. Where they are indeed capable of higher power, they still are also human. Just because we have the power doesn't mean we're the authority, and we're not entitled to anything but our own experiences. The gods, as representatives of the infinite Godhead, often reflect universal phenomena. As frequency through time, their myths remind us of our relationship with our environment, nature, our deepest selves, the collective consciousness, and our fellow humans. Some humans become so great their names or likeness ascend to godhood. Beings like Guan Yu, the general who became a dynasty warrior deity. The hero King Rama, the seventh avatar of the god Vishnu. The ancient Egyptian god Imhotep was a historical figure who served in the court of Pharaoh Djoser somewhere in the 27th century BCE. Like these myths and legends, with time, Zuko, Aang, and Korra's tales will be romanticized, their stories told and written, passed on through time by their companions, descendants, and witnesses, their journeys remixed and shared across the many coming media formats of the Avatarverse. Imagine all of these stories in a world that has completely forgotten bending. How rich in magic and divinity they would seem. The Avatar Pantheon has managed to move beyond its initial boundaries and join other divine beings in a battle of the gods, that is Smite. The Avatars and their teammates represent Rava and Vaatu's endless fight for control over the world. The responsibility of this balance fell on mankind by way of the Avatar, who climbed down off of the back of the lion turtles and with their blessing took the fate of nature into their own hands. Apotheosis.